Melissa, let me ask you, having kids aside, right? I know you always talk about like what you envision for yourself since you were a kid, family wise, right? You want the house with the white picket fence and happy marriage, I guess, right? And of course the kids and stuff. Now you have Harry. But when you say that, are you being like 100% serious about all aspects of that dream? Like, when it comes to the house with the white picket fence, is that something you genuinely want in your future? To have like the nice house, big lawn, big backyard? I wasn't exaggerating. I wasn't speaking in a grandiose manner. When I say things, I mean them. I mean everything that I say. Because you have to put those things into the universe. If you don't say them out loud, there's zero chance of them happening. You have to enunciate. You have to tell the universe what you want. And I have been saying that I want a nice big house with a white picket fence since I was like 7 years old. I don't know where I picked it up from. Maybe too many Disney movies. I don't know. But yes, that's what I want. I want a nice big space for my puppy. Alright, well, I'd hate to break it to you, but I'm not going to be making a lot of money for like a long time in tattooing, probably, unless I get really good. Even then, tattoo artist salary can be very nice, right? Very good. But even the best salary today, in today's world, in today's American market, depending on where you want to live, like here in Serafina Town, still very hard to save up for that down payment for a house. Still very hard to like pay a mortgage like by myself. You know what I'm saying? Alright, look, this outlook doesn't come from me having a background in money. Yes, my dad was wealthy. I'm not like a spoiled brat. I've always humbled myself to be like poor. Like I don't look at money like a rich person looks at money. When there's a problem with money, I know whether you have it or not, it's just an obstacle. So, sure, we can't really afford a house right now in Serafina Town, but that's why you move. You move to a place where you can afford a house. It all depends on where you live. And, cities are way more expensive than a rural area, right? I know you're open to moving like that, but yeah, I might travel a lot for my tattoo job and stuff. I don't know if I want to leave my mom though. Like I don't want to leave Gabby. I don't want to leave my mom. Like right now we're a tight family. I don't want to move to like Bumble F just to save on a mortgage or a down payment. Okay, but Joey, and I'm not trying to like, I love your mom. I do. She's always helped me. And she can be hard on me at times, but like I appreciate her. I want you to have your mom in your life, but there are plenty of people out there who understand that to solve the obstacle of not being able to afford a home, you sometimes have to move away from your family. You cannot avoid an obstacle by putting another obstacle in your way. So, for example, I just found a solution to high home prices in Serafina Town. We move. But then you took another obstacle saying, no, I have to stay with my mom. That's another obstacle. We don't fight obstacle with obstacle. We fight obstacle with solution. I understand there's a lot of couples out there that disregard completely the parents in the situation, and seeing your parent is like something you do around the holidays. Thanksgiving, let's go see mom 3 states away. I get that. But at this point in my life, mid-30s, after what I've been through losing a child and the stuff with my mom and everything in between, my sister's divorce, I want to be close to them. I don't want to leave them. I don't want to be one of those couples that only visits during the holiday. Okay, what about this? What if your mom, maybe Gabby, she doesn't have anything going on in her life right now. What if they came with us? What if we had a nice big house, we could afford it somewhere in Kentucky or something, and we take them with us? Start fresh. Yeah, I'm not uprooting my mom either. Here, this is what I want to talk to you about. This is what I'm getting at. This is what I'm building to. I'm okay with staying here in Serafina Town, planting a home base here, and starting our life together. Okay? That's not me saying I want kids tomorrow, but I'm just saying, like, I want to stay in Serafina Town, and I want to get a house. But I can't do it alone financially. So, like, you have to find a job, Melissa. You have to, like, I know I've said pull your weight. I don't want to say that, like, talk down to you. But, like, I need help financially, you know?
I've told you this numerous times, though, and I don't like that you frame it like I'm just sitting on the couch all day. I'm looking for work, though. I am. I don't know, like, how to show you that. It's not easy, you know? I'm looking every single day, pulling my hair out.
Are you really? Or are you just saying that? Because I don't really see you browsing jobs and stuff. I'm just... And it's not even about lying to me or, you know, brushing me off. I just want you to be realistic with the fact that, like, I'm letting you know right now, I cannot afford to get us a house. We have to live in an apartment for the foreseeable future unless our finances change. And if you want to have a life with me, you know, and you want certain things to be checked off, then you gotta have the money for it. I can't. My feet are planted in stone when it comes to my career because I wanted to do this before I met you, and this is a part of me now. So I just, you know?
It's very hard to not get mad when you talk to me like I'm a child, like a helpless, defenseless woman who can't do anything for herself. Like, I'm constantly looking for jobs. Always, and I never get a call back for anything. So, like, what more do you want me to do? Do you want me to walk into retail stores and drop my resume off like it's the early 80s? I'm trying my best. I don't need you to belittle me and talk to me like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a full-grown woman. I've had jobs. I know how to get jobs. I'm working my ass off to get a job.
Alright, I didn't mean to be condescending. It's just very hard. Like, I know your dreams. I do. I know what you want, and I want to give them to you. I do. I want us to have the life you've always envisioned. I don't have a vision for my life like that, but helping you fulfill yours is satisfying to me. I just, it's hard for me to tell you what needs to be done without it coming off like I'm mansplaining.
Okay, I understand all that. I absolutely do. I know about the economy, and the economy is very hard right now to find a job. But I'm working towards it. You have to understand we're not in the best climate, I would say. Like, and I don't really have that many skills. I'm not trying to learn tattooing, you know?
Okay, as long as we're on the same page, that's all. Like I said, it's difficult for me to tell you these things without, again, it sounded like I'm this dude explaining things like that. I love you. Like, I'm excited now for our life. I feel like there's a lot of possibility for it. And I don't want this discussion to come up later where you're like, hey, what about a house? And I wish I had told you, look, I can't afford one on my own. So I'm just telling you now because I love you and I don't want this argument to come up later.
I love you too. You mean that though, right? Like, you're not just saying that because Miranda's not around?
I want to be having this discussion with you about houses and white picket fences if I still felt something for Miranda. Please. I'm planning a future with you at this table. Hey Ma, can I ask you a question? And don't take this in like a pessimistic way. Because I know you have this habit of like, hey, it's getting late. Oh, you want me to leave? You know what I mean? Like, this isn't why I'm asking it. I want you to live a very long time. But who gets your house, this house, when, like, you know, we gotta have the wake and the funeral and all that? Well, there it is. That's the question every parent waits for when their child is old enough to ask them,
How long before they die so they inherit a house? Very kind of you, Joey. I know you didn't want me to take it a certain way, but... I told you not to take it that way. It's just, in this economy, with my career and the instability of just everything in life, like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have a house, you know? My house was with Miranda, and she got it and sold it, and that's how that ended. So now, I have to start from scratch. And I'm just curious, you know, what do you plan on doing? You know, it's gotta go somewhere. Alright, well, the truth of the matter is, these aren't necessarily things that, I plan. Not a big fan of mortality and thinking about it as of late. So I don't necessarily know what I plan on doing with this house after I am pushing daisies up. Coming from the mother that raised me, a woman who I kind of like studied, I'd watch you do your makeup in the morning and just your little nuances, right? I've seen you lie to the mailman. I can tell you're lying to me. You know what's good. So what? Gabby? You're giving the house to Gabby, right? Did I say Gabby's name? Did I say that at all? No. Because I again, don't know. Which means I don't know if I'm giving it to Gabby or not. I don't know if I'm giving it to you or not. That's the definition of I don't know. Well, you know though, I can see it. The little twitch in your eye. If it's not Gabby, there's no one else to give it to. Who are you gonna give it back to? Nanny Agatha? You gonna auction it off? Are we gonna split it? Are you like, do me and Gabby both get it? I guess I'll tolerate that. I'm curious. No one in this family right now is materialistic. None of us are really thinking about possessions and homes, money, because of what happened, right? So I'm just curious what is spawning this discussion on your end. Why, through the doom and gloom and fog of our life, are you sitting around thinking about potentially inheriting a home? I told you why. I don't want to live in an apartment forever. And, like, I got death on the mind, I guess, you know? And, you know, you're not going to live forever. And I don't want to be in a situation where it's like, what are we doing with this piece of property? You don't want to deal with that stuff after death. I want to grieve properly. I've learned, like, the importance of grieving properly. So do you have, like, a will? So was it Melissa who put you up to this? Is it the crazy blonde who's got you thinking about this type of stuff now? Because that's what makes sense to me. A man only wants certain things in his life when his partner puts the seed in his head. Why? What? Well, I was right. It is Melissa. Once again, you have let another female, another partner, soil your brain with what they want. And let me guess, you've been thinking about the house and getting a house and all that. How much time do you dedicate to that mentally and take away from your work now? Are we going house hunting next? Why do you always do this with every woman I don't feel bad because you were the same way with Chelsea and Gabby. So at least you don't just do it to me. But my God, every relationship your kid is in, you always have to frame their partner as like the perpetrator or the brainwasher. I can admit, yeah, Melissa wants a house. And hold on. I think what Melissa needs before she has dreams of homes And it's not a knock to her. It's just being realistic. I think what she needs is a job. Because as happy as I am for you both and that you have found another relationship to nest in, she is freeloading off of you. Usually it was the other way around. But now you are providing a nest for her to just fiddle with twigs all day. Right? Tell her to get a job, and then we can talk about homes.
I know that, Mom. I know. This is what I told her. She wants a house. She's always wanted a house. But I agree. I want a house too. It's just she said it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want that. And then I got to thinking, she needs a job, and I said this, but also like, I need help. And even with both jobs, here in Serafina Town, I don't think we're gonna get a house. And I'm not waiting for you to die. I was just curious, like, hey, maybe I will wind up with one day, Just as you don't believe me with certain things, you think I'm lying, which I'm not. I don't believe you with certain things and intentions. I'm wondering, are you thinking about homes because you might want kids in the future? And you want to see them running around the yard, and you want the space, and you don't want a fire escape outside your window? Nah, I had this conversation with her and was just saying, making sure she knows she has to get a job, and just laying it out on the table, telling her in an honest way, something I'm not usually like. I was telling her, like, I cannot afford a house on my own. That's it. And I'm coming to you not because of kids or anything like that. I told you why I'm coming to you. Like, I'm being honest. Not waiting for you to die or nothing. I was curious because me and Melissa were talking about houses and stuff. Well, unlike Mortality, I think about things like that. And I think about what it would take for me to get this house to either you or Gabby. And I think that I would give this house to you. I would sell it to you if the circumstances were the right ones, which would be you had children who needed the space. I don't need a big home. I am good with an apartment. So I would sell this house to you if you had kids. Now, why would you say that? Why would you say that to me? I don't need that dangled in front of me. I don't want to go to bed at night like, man, I want a house in a backyard and a front yard and a porch. Maybe I'll have a couple kids so my mom sells the house. I don't want that in front of me. Is that you admitting finally that you want more grandkids? I mean, not if you wind up with a child under some crazy circumstance. You would need the space. I don't think I need to tell you stuff like that because you are a father. You know this. You know what it entails to raise a child, and Melissa has a big closet, so you need extra space, right? Wound up with a kid, it's not like winning a raffle. I'm not gonna wind up with a kid. I know how to create one and not to create one, and I'm taking measures right now to not create one. You always act like I got some kid out there that's gonna fall into my lap or something. I don't. I had Junior. And I'm genuinely not sitting around thinking about having more children. But I don't want to be in an apartment for the rest of my life. That's why I came to you. That's all. I just wanted to know what the hell you're doing with the house. That's it. Joey, I'm being honest with you when I say I'm not lying. I don't know what I want to do with the house. I know if either you or Gabby have children, I will give it to you or sell it to you. But I genuinely am not lying to you. I don't know after I am dead. And that's because I don't like to think about me dying. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I wasn't lying when I said that I don't want to think about my mortality. I'm living in the moment, one breath at a time. I believe you, but for a woman that says she doesn't want to die. You sure do talk about it a lot to me. Two things can be true at once. I do not like talking about dying. I do not like thinking about it. But I do it to confront it. Because we are not cowards in this family. Okay?